All right. Welcome to the You're Worth It podcast.
Because you're worth it.
Okay. We probably do need to have an intro because, bad podcasts had an intro.
I'll just sing it, okay?
What's the intro?
You're worth it. I'm trying to channel Kylie Jenner when she's like, rise and shine. Trademarked it.
I feel like Austin can take that You're Worth It that you just did and we could just play that.
Just put some auto-tune over it and then like remix.
Yeah, kind of like the trending sound that's like, I don't
Right.
wiggle.
It's been stuck in my head all day.
How's it go?
My money don't jiggle. It folds.
I like it when you wiggle.
You know.
For sure.
Or something. And he goes, 6'2" in a compact.
Know something. I don't know.
I told Christine that you requested we both dance to that. And she's like, what? Brad requested to dance to that?
It's funny. That's why.
It is. It's hilarious. But you,
because it fits my
people,
humor. Like that's me. Like super awkward, kind of trendy,
like
because
nerdy.
it's weird. Yeah.
Yeah, that whole sound is just a nerd bomb.
Yeah. It's like it's cool because it's not cool.
Right. But somehow, like, I know that they took that guy's conversation and that's where they got that from.
They just add auto-tune to his conversation.
But the first time I heard it, I was like, I want to meet this nerd. Like, this guy sounds kind of cute.
Wow.
So I like that it is your vibe because it makes sense.
Oh, okay. Well, Kieran's here. He says, hi, friends. Kieran's recovering from his ACL surgery where they took a hamstring ligament and shoved it in his knee.
Man.
And Cruxy's here and said, excited to hear the topics today.
So the topic of the day, tomorrow we're traveling to Arizona and we're taking Letty with us. So we are going to go over what we did when we traveled on an airplane with Letty as a newborn and then what we're going to do tomorrow. And hopefully it works.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, oh, well, how do you handle like a child traveling? And I think it's just like, it's different. It's different for every single kid because
and every single age.
I was talking to Eddie and they have a 2-year-old now. But they were like, oh, we just hand him an iPad. Like they're like, we can turn on if we need like an hour or two, we can turn on the TV and he just watches TV. And I was like, what? I was like, if we turn on the TV with Letty, like maybe 15 minutes.
Yesterday was about 20 minutes that we cleaned the house while she was watching.
But she wasn't really watching TV.
Right.
She was
playing.
TV was on. She was in her playpen and she was playing. So it was more like she was occupied with things and confined to a space that we didn't have to worry about whatever she was getting into. But she's not one that like, I've seen, like kids hear CoComelon and they come running and they like sit down on the couch like at 1 or 18 months and they literally stare at the TV until it gets turned off. Like Letty's not like that. She's just not a baby that's, like she likes to press the buttons, but like she needs it to interact with her. You know what I mean? Like why she likes playing with remotes and stuff is she likes to be able to like press a button and see a change. So like if you hand her a remote with a battery out of it, after like a minute, she's like, this isn't doing anything. I don't want to touch it anymore.
Yeah. But I'm hoping that on the flight tomorrow, we at least get like 30-minute chunks of some CoComelon time. Like I think that is the biggest. I'm
not worried about the flight tomorrow. I really am not. Because I mean, it's a 45-minute flight to Atlanta. By the time we leave Atlanta to go to Phoenix, it's like bedtime for her. So I think that we can hopefully get her to like nap for majority of that flight. Like she was in her car seat, I mean, it wasn't pretty, but at least she did nap a little bit. And I think she'll nap in our arms, like hold her and she'll sleep.
Yeah. I am expecting at least one meltdown because she'll be tired and annoyed and confused.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And what I was going to say is I think that's the biggest piece of advice I have if you're traveling with a young child at all is don't have the highest expectations and be okay with things that you normally wouldn't allow at home, meaning lots of snacks, maybe even candy, maybe a lot of screen time. It is what it is.
You know what we should do? We have time. We should make mini cookies for everyone on the flight.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, and hand them out and be like, sorry, we're traveling with a 1-year-old. If she screams, I'm sorry. And just like literally hand everyone, like if we just did a mini flatty, like an individual flatty in a pack or something like that.
Yeah, it would have to be the allergen free, like maybe the vegan one or the one that we did for.
I don't know if we can make that in time and do it. I mean, I guess I could tomorrow. I mean,
have all day
bake them and seal them. Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I think we
And
should
put
do
a
it.
Fat and Weird sticker on it and be like, here's Fat and Weird.
Yeah. I mean, do we have room to bring that much with us, But
I mean, I think if they're small and we bring like 50, you're thinking for the Atlanta flight, right?
from Atlanta to Phoenix.
Right.
Yeah.
Four-
how many
4 hours.
planes are on that seat? I can look up the plane. I mean, there's a lot, babe.
Yeah,
I would
there
say
would be
there's
a
like
lot.
150 people.
You would give them to everybody around you, I think, but who cares about the people in the back unless we're like walking up and down the aisle and people are clearly annoyed by us. I'll just hand them a cookie.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like that's a good advertisement too.
Oh,
like she
yeah,
said.
for sure.
So, I think it'd be super easy to make a mini cookies and just put them in a mini bag.
Yeah.
And then just do a nut-free cookie. And then I wouldn't even worry about like dairy-free. I would just be like, this is our chocolate chip cookie, nut-free,
nut-free,
not
I think.
allergen-free, and just hand it out. If you have a dairy allergy, don't eat this,
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know if the flight attendants would be like weirded out by it. I'll have to ask Caitlin. Caitlin is a friend I have that is
They're
a
not
flight
going to be weirded
attendant.
out because it's a prepackaged food from a food inspected kitchen. Like we're a legitimate business.
Right,
If someone
I
was
know.
walking around the plane and handing out
Homemade
Cliff
cookies.
Bars, then I think you'd be like, oh, thank you. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
sealed. It doesn't matter, right? So it's no different there too.
Yeah.
So,
All right. So tomorrow, the plan.
but the question is, what about the flight back?
The flight back, I mean, I don't even remember the schedule for that day.
It's like an all day flight. It's like we leave at 10 a.m. and we land at 6 p.m.
Right, but
'Cause
it's
the
still
time change
4
and stuff.
hours and then a 45-minute flight. So it's like
Yeah.
the same time in a plane
Yeah, I was hoping that she would take a nap
during the first flight.
during the first flight. Yeah.
The worst part is the lights on and off and the announcements that the freaking flight attendants and I mean, it's just noisy. So tomorrow, this is my plan. This is my scheme.
Okay.
So at the Atlanta flight, I think we'll be fine. I'll just let her play. I don't care if it's bedtime. The 4-hour flight, though, we're sitting in the front row and we have room in front of us, kind of like a rectangular space. So I'm picturing that we will block it off with a bag or a foot or a leg on that right side. And then she can just roam in that little section and I'll have her nap mat down. So I got a nap mat from Amazon. It's kind of like a big blanket. I don't care if it gets dirty. And that's one piece of advice too that I have is like, don't care that they get germy and dirty because it's just going to happen. They're going to have crumbs on them. They're going to have germs and it's just what it is. So nap mat, she'll play, eat snacks. Hopefully we can put her sleep sack on her, give her pacifier, give her a full bottle, and either sleep in our arms or just lay her down. She likes to like sprawl out.
How are you going to warm up the milk?
Well, I was picturing that I would just have warm milk in a thermos anyway.
I don't think you can do that.
But wouldn't it be kind of like breast milk? They
I
don't
don't-
know the difference.
Yeah. I don't know if you can do that. I really don't. What about if we just added really hot water to the milk?
To the milk?
Yeah.
No, you can't add. I mean, it just would dilute it.
I know, but it would warm it up.
She'll drink like room temp or a little bit colder. So I actually think like if you,
So the first bottle we would just not refrigerate.
you can't pack it. I thought we could pack a bottle of milk because it's like breast milk. It's for your child.
I don't know. We
You
have to
can
go.
just label it as breast milk.
Yeah, but
They
they
don't
do
know.
it. They test it. If it's over 3 ounces, they test the liquid. So I don't know. We'll Google
I don't
this, I
know.
guess. Yeah, see, because you're not prepared.
Shut up.
You're
Well,
the
then-
mom. I was expecting you to be prepared.
Yeah, that's why. So Brad, I was like, Brad, I really want to get stuff done today so that tomorrow I'm not rushing around trying to think about all these last minute things. So he's like, Aubrey, what do we have to do? But this is what I mean. All these last minute things.
You can't bring water through security on TSA. So
Yeah, so you would stop at like Starbucks, get some hot water from Starbucks, put it in your thermos, and then have that and set your, I don't know. Where are you going to get milk?
you can bring milk. I know. I told you can bring milk, but they told us last time it needs to be less than 3 ounces in every single bottle, and then you can just combine it
Yeah, that's fine. So we'd have like 3-ounce containers
of room temperature milk.
it'll be cold when we're here, but by the time she drinks it, it'll probably be like about room temp,
Okay.
and she'll drink it. And
I
it'll
think
be
you have
great.
like 4 hours before anything bad starts happening. Anyways.
Yeah, I don't think I'm not worried about that part. I'm
Yeah.
okay with a couple hours. Like, I know that sounds weird, but unless there's like germs already in it.
It should be fine.
Mhm.
Yeah. This is all stuff that you don't like think about, you know? Maybe.
Well, back when I was breastfeeding,
Hey,
it was fine.
I have a grand idea. Why don't we just create like a milk station in airports for breastfeeding mothers and like young children?
Well, there are breastfeeding
I know, like
enclosures,
rooms for you to like actually
yeah,
do
they
it, but
don't
not for
have,
like, I'm talking about like for you to be able to get milk and
or
things like that.
buy a whole milk
Yeah.
pre-made bottle.
Yeah, for sure. Or like a warming station, you know?
But
or
you know, I'm wondering too, like, could you get by with powdered milk or something? I mean, that is another option. Powdered milk.
And then just add hot water to it.
Yeah.
I mean, what's wrong with just doing formula again?
Nothing.
Yeah, I mean,
You just might not drink it anymore. I think that would be another thing you'd have to test. Like, you give her a formula bottle tonight,
yeah,
see if she drinks it.
yeah.
Because the last thing you want to do is get on a flight, have one thing of formula, and then she refuses it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Scary. But then, so when we land, we are going to get our rental, which will be pretty simple, but that usually takes an extra half hour, an hour in that.
No, because this airport, I don't think we have to shuttle anywhere. We can just walk off and grab our rental.
Okay.
And that's great when you don't have to shuttle to another location to get it. And, you know, on Hertz, we're like the gold members. So we just like walk up and grab a car from the section. So it shouldn't be that bad.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I think it's going to be a long day tomorrow. It really is. I mean, we literally aren't leaving here until like 5:30 p.m. So on top of, right, 5:30?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then we get there at 10:30 Phoenix time, but I think that's about 12:30 our time.
It is.
Plus the rental. So we won't get to their house until 1 a.m.
Our time. But it's like 11 p.m. there. But that just means that Letty's going to wake up at like 6 a.m. our time, which is like 4 a.m. their time. Maybe 5 a.m. their time.
Well, I'm hoping that if she's tired enough, she'll just kind of sleep in that morning. You know?
See? We'll see. We probably should like have already started like tonight. We probably should try to keep her up till like 7
Oh, she'd love that.
or
She'll be fine.
7:15.
Yeah, she'll
To
be
see.
fine. Wake her up early tomorrow.
No, not early. She'd need to sleep late.
Yeah.
You'd want her to sleep until like 8 because that would be like 6 their time.
Yeah.
So it's the opposite. You wanted to put her to bed like later. So we probably should have already been doing that, like putting her to bed closer to 7.
All in all, we're pretty flexible people when we travel.
That's
So,
right.
you know, we're just going to go with the flow. But you're right. Maybe we'll put her to bed a little bit later tonight.
Yeah. So what's your biggest fear? Just her just being like crying and stuff?
Yeah, the meltdowns. But I guess another piece of advice too is like, it's going to happen. So be prepared for that.
The hardest part about that is just the feeling you have personally being like embarrassed. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really care. Like, at the end of the day, like, babies cry. It's just like, I know how annoyed I get sometimes when babies are crying on a plane. And so I can imagine other people getting annoyed and you're like, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
like when I remember being younger and like a baby cried, like, just give the baby whatever it wants. Like, so the baby stops crying. Like,
Right. But like there are points when Letty's so upset that she'll just refuse everything.
Right.
Doesn't matter if it's her favorite snack or sucker. It's like, I'm so tired. I'm just going to push everything away.
Yeah.
So
Oh, we've experienced that, you
Mhm.
know, whenever you have to try to give her like baby Tylenol and
Yeah.
she's like fighting you. And
so that's what I'm expecting personally.
yeah, I think it'll be
Um,
okay. Hopefully.
Yeah. Okay. So back when she was a new baby, I think the biggest pointer that I have is like the whole feeding situation. And it was really nice because I was breastfeeding. I just wore it was from Balance Athletica. It was a big shirt, like a flowy shirt. And I wore it and it just like fell over her. So I would hold her, feed her, she'd fall asleep, and that would be draped over her. So it was just super nice. We brought her passies. So she wasn't eating at the time of takeoff and landing. Then I gave her passy. So thankfully she was a breastfed passy baby. But if not, then I guess just feed them during takeoff and landing, so that their ears don't hurt. And then when she was a little bit older, like 9 months, she was standing but not walking yet. And we took her to Montana like last summer.
That was hard.
And that was hard. We didn't have like a lot of space. So we just set her in front of us on the floor. She would sit down and stand up and play, eat snacks. And I don't remember huge tantrums with that. and I could still hold her to sleep.
Yeah, the hardest
So-
part now is she's just so much more mobile, and like when she doesn't want you to hold her, like she's strong, like she pushes away, she's like trying to climb out of your arms. So I don't know. I think it's different. Like other people that take their 13-month-old on a flight may have a completely different experience from us. Like I know, like for example, I feel like Tyler and Emily would have a completely different experience. Connor kind of sits still a lot more. He watches TV or on his iPad. Like Letty just isn't like that. And not to say that like, you know, there's anything wrong with your kid if they're more like Letty or more like Connor. It's just like they have different personalities, right? Some people can sit in the car for 4 hours and go on a car ride, and other people, they're like every 2 hours, like, are we there yet? Can I get out? Like I need to walk around. Like I'm getting car sick. You know, you've had
Yeah.
those people that you travel with that like it I think your sister Leah is like that, isn't she?
Yeah, she needs to stop. And
Yeah,
then
she needs to
can't sit in
stop
the
and
back.
stretch and yeah, all this stuff. It's like
I'm
you know.
considering wearing the baby carrier because she still fits in it. Not that I would carry her around, but like almost kind of like a car seat. Like you're in this spot. Like,
Like
I don't
while
know.
we're sitting on the plane.
Yeah.
I don't think she would do it. I think it would be a waste of your time.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe through the airport, like it'd be fine to wear her, and she'd probably be fine forward facing. I don't know if you can forward face in it, but
I've always like lately. I'll have to try it again today, but like I think I wore her against my body because it was easier.
yeah, I think she would much rather be forward facing though.
Yeah.
I think she would have a much better time. So
the carrier could do that.
yeah, I don't know.
It's
I
gonna be
think that
interesting.
yeah, we don't have a long layover, you know, so. I don't know. I'm like getting anxiety thinking about it, so I don't want to talk about traveling with her anymore.
I'm glad we're talking about it though. But yeah, if you can set up their sleep when they're babies, like set up their sleep a little bit to what you have at home, then, you know, sound machine, sleep sack, bottle, you know, they'll get the cues and hopefully you'll have some sleep in there.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do tomorrow.
Well, we're bringing the sound machine with us, I'm sure. So,
Yeah, we have the portable one and the one that goes in her room. So.
yeah. So, fingers crossed for us. Pray for us. We'll need it. I mean, every time we say this, like every time we get worried about traveling with Letty, it's usually not that bad. So hopefully it continues along that trend of not being so bad.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
What are you most looking forward to about Arizona?
I mean, obviously seeing my sister. I mean, when's the last time you saw her? She visited us when she was pregnant. Letty was about 5 months old. And so that's the last time I saw her, but I haven't seen the boys and Sunny and the baby since
We visited them
like,
last.
Yeah, and I was pregnant. I think that was our last trip. So
It was
I was
in
about
February.
34
It was in
weeks
February
pregnant.
of 2021.
Mhm.
So it's just been just over a year.
Yeah. Okay. That's not that bad.
Yeah. So I guess 15 months or so.
Yeah. I think it'll be so much fun. Letty loves big kids and she loves babies. So I'm super excited to see like how she reacts.
I haven't seen her around like a baby.
I think she'll love her.
Yeah. I just got to get her to be gentle.
She will. She'll go pat, pat, pat.
Yeah. She likes to pat on Miley now. And like, I'm like, she like it pats pretty hard.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously it's not like that hard, but yeah, it's funny.
Maybe just like eating some good food and taking the kids out to like the splash pads and a pool. And other than that, I don't really think we're going to like do anything crazy. So,
Well, we'll have a meetup, I think on Saturday or Sunday at some point.
Mhm.
And I'm thinking like maybe like an early like evening meetup, like something around like,
I think it should be Sunday because
Yeah,
Saturday's
Sunday.
our first day there. I think it's just too much of a jumble.
yeah, like Sunday at like 4 p.m., maybe somewhere that's like Froyo or
Or you could do
dessert
Sunday
spot.
evening and we can just leave Letty, like put her to bed.
Everyone
Okay.
wants to see Letty. Like,
Yeah, but how do I manage Letty and talk to 20 people?
I don't think there'll even be 20 people there.
Yeah.
Maybe
True,
like
maybe.
5 to 10 people max.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, everyone understands. So, and then on Monday, I'm going to probably hang out with Huskers for a little bit. So I don't know when and where. I joked that I was going to drag him to the gym, but I don't know if I'll really do that. But I expect probably like I'll hang out with him for a pretty good part of Monday. So
Yeah.
you can do whatever you want on Monday.
Sounds good.
Sounds like it's going to be watching Letty with the kids, but
Yeah. It's just a bunch of normal home time.
yeah. Curious how to add Letty into the mix. Obviously there's 2 more adults, but like they have 3 kids. So that's a lot.
Yeah. It'll be fun though.
They're 4.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that's not bad. They like
think-
listen and stuff, right?
I don't know. Yeah, I think they're good.
Are they?
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't been around them since they were toddlers.
Well, I just know that like I feel like Sunny and Leah are a little bit more relaxed parents than we are.
Right.
I feel like
But
they
I
let their
don't-
kids get away with a little bit more than I would let my kids get away with.
I think they're okay with chaos, but they're not okay with bad behavior.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it.
Yeah. Okay. Chaos versus bad behavior. Okay.
Like I would expect some loud moments, okay?
Never traveled on a plane with my 11-month-old. The thought of it gives me anxiety. I definitely feel you on that one. Isn't it funny as adults, you never remember how terrible you were to travel with as a kid? Apparently, I was a runner as a toddler, just sprinting down the airport. My poor parents. I don't.
We got a leash for her.
Yeah, we did
got
get
a
one of the
leash
little
backpack.
leash things for her. I remember a Disney trip with Ariel. And I mean, I was probably like, I don't think Stacy was born yet. So I was probably like 5. And Ariel would have been like 4, right? Because she's like right behind me in age. And she was sprinting like full speed. And she fell on that concrete that's like the pebbly concrete, you know? And it ripped her face. Just
Oh my gosh.
tore it, you know? Because it's like rough. And I remember like she was screaming and it was like kind of like bloody, you know, it was bad. Like it was a pretty gnarly, like she just like ate it like on her face, you know? And I remember that like vividly because that was like a Disney trip and it was just like,
Ugh.
yeah. And I remember,
It's got to be injuries.
I wonder how I was at travel. Now I want to ask my parents, like, was it easy to travel with me or nah?
Did you guys do flights though, or did you do driving? Because we always did road trips.
Yeah, ours is always
once a
road
year.
trips. Us road trips. And I feel like my mom or dad was driving, and then the other one was like semi-navigating with like a big map, you
Map,
know?
yeah.
But also it's different. Like we weren't in car seats when you were 5. Like you just sat in a seat with the seatbelt on. Like nowadays, kids are in car seats until they're like freaking
10
forever. Like it's wild.
booster seats.
Yeah, I mean, when I was 5 years old, I think we were just sitting in a regular car seat or
Mhm.
like a regular seat. I mean, just with a seatbelt
Yeah, I
literally
don't even
across you.
remember. I don't even remember what we did.
Yeah, it's definitely not the same as it is now. Like you have to be in a booster seat until you're like what, 50 pounds or something?
Yeah, it's definitely a weight and height limit.
Yeah.
So technically, if you're still a 4'11" adult, you should be in a booster seat.
But I do remember my mom telling us a story about one time like she wasn't giving my dad directions and we were supposed to be going to like Disney and he's
yeah,
like driving to
yeah.
like Atlanta.
Like an hour.
Yeah, and I remember
out of the
like we
way.
literally got to like Valdosta, which is like way out of the way. And then you had to like cut down and go back around. It literally
I'd been
added
so
like so much
mad.
time to our trip. And that was before like maybe MapQuest was around, but like you didn't have like I
Step
remember
by step,
yeah, my
yeah.
mom's like getting out of a giant map and being like, okay, you need to turn on this road and like come back around.
Gosh.
Think about how we used to travel. It really does blow your mind.
The MapQuest thing always seemed like great at the time.
I mean, babe, think about it. Like whenever I remember when I went to OCS, I had a Garmin in the car, like navigating
Right,
me
yeah.
on the way. Like we didn't have, we printed out MapQuest directions too, like just in case something happened. But like,
no, the first time I ever saw like a Garmin, navigator in the car was when my sister lived in LA. That was when I was
like in the
18.
car, or like
Yeah, in the car. I forget
Okay.
what they called it. but-
ours was no. I'm just talking about like the suction to the
Oh
windshield.
yeah,
thing.
yeah. Sorry,
that's
it's
what
like
I'm talking about.
something you buy and install
Yeah.
in your car. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I had. Like the one that like suction to the windshield. It just blows my mind that like that's how we used to be, and now we have like
And sometimes it wouldn't work correctly.
I know that's why I had the MapQuest as
Yeah.
like my backup, And I drove like all the
Scary.
way to Jacksonville, and then Jacksonville all the way up to New York City, and then we stayed the night in New York City, and then went from New York City to Rhode Island, and so that was a long trip.
Mm.
And you didn't have like telling you like, oh, there's traffic here, take this route instead. Now it was just go.
Well, guys, thank God we don't have that anymore.
It is really wild. Do you think about just like how much things have changed in 10 years?
Well, and how much we rely on technology. It's kind of scary actually, because what if it all disappeared? Like, what would we do?
I mean, I can still read a map.
Do you own a map?
What do you mean? Like if the internet was gone?
Yeah, like do you own an actual road map?
Well, I mean, baby, there's technology like built into our car. Like there's navigation, like just can't just be erased. But no, I don't. I would just go buy one. I'm sure there's places that still sell them.
I'm just saying, like, it's just.
Oh, you're saying like, oh my gosh, all the maps in the world have been erased from the internet.
No,
like,
what
good
I'm
luck
saying
getting
is,
anywhere.
like, what if they're not really available anymore because nobody needs them, so they're not printed? But to print them, you'd need technology to print them out.
That's such a weird way to think about things.
I know.
So, yeah, I don't think that's really how it works. So, I mean, yeah,
I'm
I
a
mean,
worst case scenario thinker.
yeah, it would just take someone a little bit of time because there still exist. I mean, I bet my parents still have that giant. It was like it looked like a book.
If the end of the
like,
world
flip the
type thing
pages.
happened, not end of the world, I'm saying like something weird like that happened, I'd just be like, peace out. I'm going to Montana. I got to go see my family.
I don't understand why you would go to Montana.
I don't know.
Like,
Because I'd rather be there.
because you just feel like there's more nature, so you could just like hunt and gather better.
Yeah. My parents know how to be self-sufficient.
Yeah, that's probably true. But I mean, the weather's not really conducive with being self-sufficient.
Yeah,
I mean, I can
that's
tell you right
true.
now, if you were talking about like the end of the world and like air conditioning wasn't working, yeah, you'd catch me in Montana real fast too, because I would not be living in Florida.
But at
with
the
no air
same time,
conditioning.
you can grow so much here. So like,
Oh my
I don't
gosh, could
know.
you imagine how hot it would be? I literally would just like lay in a pool of water all the time. I would go find a spring, like a natural spring, and I would just be near it 24/7.
oh my gosh, how did we get on this topic? Cyber warfare. I'd get lost driving around my own town. Yeah.
I
for
mean,
sure.
I definitely used GPS all the time when I lived out like in Bremerton, Silverdale area. I like used it even when I didn't need to use it to like help me get places. And then a lot of times I just wouldn't pay attention to it. And then I would look at it if I felt like I needed to take a different route or there was a lot of traffic to see if that was necessarily the quickest way. How long do you live in a place before you feel like you stop using GPS?
a year.
Really? Because I lived there
Stop,
for 3 years and I
though,
was still using it,
because
I feel like.
Well, when I lived in like Kirkland outside of Seattle, I didn't use it to go to like certain places, but anywhere new, yeah, I'm going to use it. Yeah.
Even if you
So
like
I
in
pretty much-
general knew how to get to the new place?
So I technically still kind of use it everywhere because it'll give you the best route and the fastest route. So
But
it's
do
not
you,
really
do you
about.
use it here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess you used it to go to King Griffin Park the
Yeah,
other
like
day.
I don't know where that park is.
I wouldn't have used it to go to King Griffin Park,
Oh,
but
it gave me the fastest route though. So
it didn't really. I took you on the fastest route.
yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I guess that's interesting. I feel like if you didn't grow up at that place, you probably just use it all the time. I never really thought about that. You probably use GPS like all the time if you didn't grow up there.
Mm-hmm. You would need it.
Yeah. Like even if you've lived somewhere, like I said, in Silverdale, I lived there for 3 years and I still used it.
Yeah.
Even to go to like my work, because I would be like, I don't know today what's going to be the quickest route because there's like 3 different routes to get there, and because of like base traffic and stuff, I don't know which one's going to be quicker. So that is pretty crazy to think about.
It's wild. Wait, so what's your biggest fear for tomorrow?
I mean, I kind of said it, just like her losing her shit, you know.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's just like you just kind of embarrassing because you're just like, sorry, I can't get my child to stop crying. You know, like
We haven't even tried her headphones on her to see if she'll wear them. and, like,
we didn't
watch.
order those soft ones.
I didn't know you wanted us to.
Oh yeah, we should have done that.
Maybe Target has them. Probably
No,
not.
I'll look, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
So, oh well. You win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
They make these like soft Bluetooth headphones that's like a headband that goes on kids, and so it's like easier to keep them on them than rather like an over-the-ear headphones like these. And I'm assuming you wouldn't put like ear pods in a kid's ears, but
No, she would just eat them.
yeah, she probably would try to eat them. But I don't know.
Hazard.
I guess so. So what do you have? Are we rotating toys? I know we have snacks. Like, what's your plan of action if she doesn't sleep?
Screen time.
Yeah.
Snacks. Walking up and down the aisle. Random objects. I'm bringing a roll of blue tape because that was something suggested, like sticking it on walls and then pulling it off. Like it's not gonna hurt the airplane, so might as well just do it. I don't know, just anything with buttons and turning off and on. Like I don't care what she plays with as long as she's happy.
Yeah.
So
Are we bringing the blackout shades?
no, they don't suction to anything on a plane because the plane has like textured walls, so it's just useless in my opinion. She'll have her nap mat, and then I mean, we can't really do anything to cover her.
You're gonna bring like a blanket or anything?
I mean, the nap mat has a blanket built in,
Okay.
but I'll probably bring
So
like
there's no way of like blacking out where she's sleeping then.
I'll bring that black and leopard blanket, and it's
I was gonna say, because at worst case scenario, I feel like
We
if
could
she's
build, like,
under,
a
yeah, we'd
teepee.
make a teepee type situation.
yeah,
You know.
yeah,
Oh,
But
man,
yeah.
This is hard. Are we bringing a car seat? So today I've got to take the car seat out of Aubrey's car, and you
I
brought
have a dolly,
a dolly?
so we're going to put the car seat and the base on the dolly. And that is what we're going to use if we wanted to like push her around the airport or drag her basically, because you can buckle them into it. So we're going to just test that out, make sure it works. And then at the gate, you check that whole system with a car seat cover, about a cover for the entire car seat. And then we'll get it, when we get off and on each plane. I'm also going to bring an umbrella stroller, but because we'll need like...
the miniature
Yeah,
stroller?
just like the full foldy one. But I don't know where to put that quite yet. I'm hoping I can maybe bungee it to the dolly somehow. So
that they take both at the...
Right, so I can just cover it all, and because otherwise it's kind of awkward, like I don't know where I'll fit it.
How much is that stroller?
What does it cost?
Yeah.
$50, I think.
I mean, is it worth it just to go to Target and buy another one for $50 and just like leave it at Leah's house?
Yeah. I mean, if the dolly works as kind of like a stroller type thing, then we don't need to bring one. I guess I can ask her if she has like an umbrella stroller, but they have twins, so I don't know if they just have like a double. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they have two doubles.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. They may have two double strollers, and it's like, okay, then, their youngest, I don't know if I'm allowed, whatever. Loxley can be in one, and Scarlett can be in the other, and then the twins can be in the other one. I don't know.
We didn't get an extra seat for her.
No.
We just didn't want to pay for that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. We're flying first class. We used points, so it's not our money. But we, are in the front row of the first class, so there's plenty of room for her. And obviously the first class seats are 2 by 2, so it would be weird to have an extra seat. She'd be like sitting next to Aubrey, and then I'd be across from her, I guess.
The only reason I would ever get an extra seat is to put the car seat in there and have her buckled in, because people have said like that's a great way for your child to be kind of restrained. It's, like a long road trip. You're keeping them in the car seat. So I do like that idea. We just didn't want to do it this time.
Yeah. I mean, when she's 2 and I have to pay for the seat regardless, then sure. But while she's free, I'm going to take advantage of it being free.
Oh yeah. Sure.
It's like, and flights right now are expensive, like super expensive. I need to look at summer shredding tickets too, because like they're really expensive right now. So I need to get them.
Why are they so expensive?
Well, gas prices have gone up. I heard a lot of people are doing last minute traveling, so they're taking advantage of that, so I don't know.
Yeah, a car seat, but that would be a lot to carry. So, I mean, honestly, if you had the Doona, that'd be great. But I actually don't know. I didn't do any research about the Doona being able to be in a seat on the flight. I know the car seat that I got is airplane approved. So that's just something you look for in each car seat, is like if it's airplane approved.
Is this the way it attaches?
Yeah, it's something about the way it's going to fit in the seat and be safe for actual flight. Like I don't know what the standards are, but there's some car seats that they don't work.
Interesting. That is interesting. It's kind of like those TSA locks on suitcases. Like, when you go on Amazon, you're looking for like traveling suitcases. Some of them say like TSA approved locks, which means that you can lock them and TSA can get into them if they need to inspect your bags. Because if you lock your suitcase and TSA can't get into it, they'll cut your lock, or they'll make you come open it for them so that they can inspect your suitcase. Right. And so it's like, I've never understood like why all locks wouldn't just be TSA approved locks for luggage, unless people are worried about like traveling places and people having some kind of ability to get into it because it's a standard like TSA lock that's easier to get into. I don't know. That's the things I think about. Is that weird?
No, it's not weird. I just don't know. Thankfully, we have Caitlin to ask for a flight attendant.
We have some flight attendants that follow us too. I'm sure we can ask them as well.
Yeah, but I know her actual number.
Yeah, but she's also brand new.
Yeah, but she could be, I don't know, Brad. I'm still going to ask her freaking questions, okay? I don't know anybody else.
And she doesn't fly for Delta, which is what we're flying, right?
Right.
She flies for
Southwest.
Yeah. So maybe she can get us hookups on plane tickets to Hobby for summer shredding. Jeez. Should ask.
I don't know. Maybe.
But all right. Well, that's what I was hoping for. This is a good podcast. Traveling with the toddler. Pray for us. We'll let you know how it goes, really.
Oh, yeah. We'll give you all the pointers. But that's really my best advice for traveling with a newborn and a toddler is just be flexible.
Yeah, just be ready to be uncomfortable.
Have a baby carrier for sure.
Yeah. Rotate snacks. rotate toys.
If you can fly with someone else, there's just power in numbers.
Yeah. I felt so bad. We saw a lady one time. It was her by herself with what, like 4 kids or 2 kids? 2 kids. It was like a newborn and
she had a newborn and then like a 7-year-old. And at one point, the 7-year-old had to go to the bathroom. And so she's like, well, I can't really go with you because I can't fit in there. So he walked up there by himself and then had some trouble and
he came out with his pants down. Yeah.
And so the flight attendant ended up holding the baby and she was able to help her son. So anyway, it was just hard and it takes a village, but thankfully flight attendants they help you.
Have you ever thought about using the service when you travel where you basically rent out baby equipment from somewhere wherever you're going? They did that. Hayden and them did that here whenever they were traveling. They rented like toys and stuff like that. But we're going to a place that has other kids at it. So there's toys and all that stuff there. So
Baby Quip. Oh, that's cool.
We'll look into it. But we haven't, just because everywhere we've been traveling has been like kid stuff is already there.
Right.
So, but the flight to Atlanta is like literally 45 minutes. I think it's like you're an hour on the plane by the time you board, take off, and land. It's like an hour and 10 minutes total time on the plane. And then the flight to Arizona is like 4.5 hours. So that's the rough one. I think we take off at like,
I don't know,
7, and we get there at 10:30 because it's like 4 hours and 3 hours of time change. You go from East Coast to West Coast time because Arizona right now is on Pacific time because they don't change their time zone.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, all right. Wish us luck. We will talk to you guys in the next podcast. We'll tell you all about it. And of course, we'll be on social media. So,
and I bought a camera to vlog it. So we're vlogging. All right.
Have a great one.
You're worth it.